everybody, I'm Rachael Ray, and behind me is a skyline that needs no introduction, New York City. With over 7 million residents from all over the globe living in its 5 boroughs, New York is a giant kaleidoscope of nationalities. And when I'm here, I want to taste it all. The food, the entertainment, the diversity of one of the greatest cities on earth. But I got a challenge. Money, money, money. I've got 24 hours and $40 to see if I can take a bite out of the Big Apple. Can I do it? Stick around and see. Money, money, money. From Lady Liberty's torch to the lights of Broadway, from the roar of the traffic to the rush of the pedestrians, New York is a city that's always on and always on the go. As many times as I've lived, worked, and visited here, this place always amazes and energizes me. Every time I come back, I find new reasons to fall in love with New York all over again. Hi, gang! One of the best things about Manhattan is that it's designed for walking. You can go from one neighborhood to an entirely different one just by crossing the street. And there's something to see every step of the way, from Gothic masterpieces to sleek glass towers. Each neighborhood has its own unique feel and flavor. Without a doubt, New York is one of the best restaurant towns, not just in the country, but in the world. And there isn't any one type of cuisine that dominates here. Somewhere in New York, you can get a great example of any kind of food around the globe. You know, New York City has one of the largest mass transit systems in the world. It is absolutely the easiest, fastest, and least expensive way to get around town. This is a Metro Pass, and for less than $5 a day, you can take as many trains or buses as you need. I'm starting out my New York day in Soho, the downtown area south of Houston Street. This is Mercer and Spring Street, and this is right in the heart of Soho. This is my absolute favorite place in the city. Just there's so many cool import-export stores and great street vendors. It's the absolute best way to spend a couple hours. But what I'm in the market for is a birthday gift for my little nephew, Nicholas. I bet this place will fit the bill. How cool is that? Hi, Mom. And I get some great help from the store's owner. These to go in the room? Oh, that's great. Okay, I'll take a monkey. This is great. So we got the ducky, we got the blocks, and we got the Curious George. That's a birthday extravaganza.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong with that.
I'm figuring she knows the best places to eat around here, too. I really trust your taste, so I'm going to go with you on this, too. I'm starting to get really hungry.
I hear you. It's about time. Breakfast, I would... Still serving is probably the NoHo Star. It's up on Lafayette, and there's some really cool shops right around that area, too. So
NoHo Star.
NoHo Star.
Found in the area north of Houston Street, the NoHo Star Cafe is a very popular breakfast spot, especially with the local college crowd. And you know, where you find college students, you're bound to find student prices. And what a great bonus. You get your own morning paper. That's a great seat, thank you.
Can I get you something to drink to put out with?
Absolutely. Nice hot cup of coffee.
Got it.
Thanks. What a way to start the day. Chef Bill Rogers' newspaper-themed menu reflects the city, combining the familiar and the new. There's a traditional New York item like bagel and smoked salmon, and then there's French toast made from brioche. Here's something unusual, a breakfast bruschetta. Awesome, that sounds really cool. I think I'm going to try that. Sounds great. Thank you. To make my breakfast bruschetta, Chef Bill Rogers toasts 2 slices of Tuscan bread, then prepares soft scrambled eggs with fresh herbs. Next, a quick lather of fresh goat cheese on the toast. And now it's time to plate the eggs. And if that doesn't look beautiful enough, he then adds sun-dried tomatoes, crisscrosses the eggs with pesto sauce, and adds a little basil. Can't wait to try that. That looks great. Thank you so much. Wow. Look at the color on that. It's a work of art. Can't wait to taste it.
unusual combination for breakfast. That's so original. They have like Tuscan toast, and it's got a layer of tangy goat cheese, then the egg, then you've got sun-dried tomato and basil. The layers of flavor are incredible.
And it's incredibly affordable. With tax and tip, it comes to just under $10.50, including my coffee. And I have a breakfast that's as unique as the neighborhood.
That's a great tip right there. If you find a neighborhood that suits your personality, chances are the food is going to follow suit.
In California.
Smells so great. Next, I meet a chef who really knows how to spice up a recipe.
See, now if they made women's perfume that smelled like that, I'd buy it.
But will having lunch at one of New York's trendiest restaurants be too spicy for my budget? Stay tuned. Use mass transit. You'll see the full diversity of the various neighborhoods, and you'll find affordable places to eat, too. Walking up from New York's NoHo district brings me to the heart of Greenwich Village, Washington Square Park. While I'm here, I check out the action among the park's competitive chess players.
Now, what's wrong with this picture? There's one of you and two sides. What's going on there?
It's a lonely place today. How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
White's the champion speed chess player of Washington Park. But fortified with that hearty breakfast, I'm feeling like I can take him. Maybe.
Now I'm supposed to do that, right?
That's the start.
All right. Make my brain hurt already, this thing. Oh, how exciting. King side.
I think I'm being hustled here.
Woo! Rock on.
I don't know what to do.
Here comes my queen. Boom.
Oh,
So it's over, right?
good play.
Thank you, Dwight.
Okay.
I have a feeling that chivalry isn't dead.
Flushed with victory, I head to another of the city squares to check out some of the freshest fruit and veggies in New York.
This is the Union Square Green Market. Now, some of the hippest, the coolest, the freshest restaurants in town are all within walking distance of this market. Why? Because this is the way chefs like it. Fresh, plenty of it, and they do their own shopping.
These fruits and vegetables are grown in the New York area, and the prices and tastes are better than anything in a supermarket.
Super sweet. Whoa, it's like a buffet. Kirby's with sea salt. Tastes like summer. Not to be outdone by the zucchini. Man. You know, it's heartbreaking. The more open markets I go to in all of these cities, I don't have a kitchen. I need a kitchen.
I may not have a portable kitchen, but I do have a guide that really cooks. The New York Times.
I was just reading an article about a restaurant I've always wanted to try, but I've always perceived it as being a little high-end, you know? I read this article that told me they have this new deal at lunch. They have 15 items under $10. Does that sound like me or what? Guess where I'm headed next.
Just a couple of blocks away from the Green Market is Tabla, a very hip and very beautiful restaurant. It features food with an Indian accent, like salads and chutneys with a lot of spice, and many of their vegetables come from the Green Market. Tabla also has a more casual area on the first floor called the Bread Bar. The lower level has lower prices, but a lot of the same fresh ingredients. Chef Lloyd Cardoz is making a vegetable Frankie, his version of an Indian street snack.
I grew up eating it in Bombay, but I never had a vegetable Frankie. It used to be normally goat. But I think, you know, with these lovely vegetables and the Green Market, why not?
You're so close to the Green Market.
Exactly. If it's out of the ground yesterday, you can't really beat it.
After sautéing his selection of fresh vegetables, he places them in the oven to roast, then gets to work on the rich mix of spices.
You know, all spices in Indian cuisine have a reason for being there. You know, we just don't use spices to make the food spicy. You know, if you use turmeric, like you can use turmeric today, it's an antioxidant.
That's fabulous.
If you use ginger, it's a cooling spice. The garlic, every single thing in Indian cuisine has a reason for being there. So once we have the cumin nice and hot in there, and we roast the onions.
See, now if they made women's perfume that smelled like that, I'd buy it.
So you're gonna roast that really nice and slow.
Smells so great.
And once it's almost done, then you're gonna add the garlic in there
Oh, I'm in such heaven.
and ginger.
After adding chili peppers, Chef Floyd adds the roasted yellow squash and zucchini, then beans and peas. A little more seasoning to taste, and he can roll the Frankie.
You're gonna take the roti, you're gonna put it in the pan so it warms up a little bit.
Once heated, he adds a thin layer of egg and cilantro to both sides of the flatbread. While still warm, Chef Floyd adds a generous portion of the veggie and spice mixture.
It's gorgeous.
And then we put a little bit of chutney on top like that.
I love that.
And then if you're me, yeah, a little more chili peppers in there. Okay. That gives it a little sweet, sour, tangy flavor.
Yummy.
Okay. And then we kind of roll it up.
That looks gorgeous.
And
A little extra chutney. Thank you.
which always goes well. And a little bit of organic mesclun.
Is it done?
And there you are.
How happy am I? This looks so fantastic. And you know, this is a tip I use often. If you want to check out some of the hot spots like Tabla, opt for lunch rather than dinner. You can check out the hot spot and remain within your budget. How good does this look? Floyd said definitely put a little extra of the chutney on there. Wow, there are so many layers to that. That is deep. And you know, this Frankie is a perfect example of what makes Tabla's food so great. It has all the elements. It has the bread, the authentic Indian spice, and the bounty of the green market. Tons of fresh veggies in there. Fantastic.
And at $9, the price is equally fantastic. With tax and tip, my lunch total comes to just $11.09. Add that to my breakfast, and I still have almost half my budget left.
Yum. You know, Chef Floyd Cardoz's menu is a perfect example of what is so great about New York dining. It's ethnicity, it's diversity, and in this case, it's affordability. This was only $9. Can you believe that?
Next, I go to Brooklyn for what's reported to be the purest ice cream in New York.
I'm here for the world's most perfect vanilla. Do you happen to have some?
Yes, we have everything for you.
But is this snack going to melt my budget?
Thank you. That looks great.
Stick around. New York's varying neighborhoods offer locals and visitors an abundance of activities. But for shopping, there's no better place to go than the city's famed Miracle Mile.
Okay, this is Fifth Avenue. There's Saks right there, and this here is the Miracle Mile, all the way up to the park. This is some of the best shopping in the world. Guess what I'm going to be doing next?
You know, I don't even have to buy anything. Just window shopping in New York is an incredible experience.
Those are very cute. Now, if I only had those legs to go with them, I'd be all set.
Audrey Hepburn may have been satisfied with just breakfast at Tiffany's, but I want a full-course meal up and down Fifth Avenue. But for a visual feast for the eyes, you just need to walk a few blocks to another one of my favorite parts of New York.
You never get tired of Times Square.
Here's something else you just have to do in New York. Whether you live here or whether you're a visitor, check out the theater scene. There's Broadway, off-Broadway, and even off-Broadway, where you can enjoy everything from classic crowd pleasers to whatever you call this guy. A quick subway ride downtown, and I'm ready for another favorite New York activity.
Walking over the Brooklyn Bridge. It's free, it's great exercise, and man, you will not believe the view. Look at that!
It takes about 40 minutes to walk across the bridge to Brooklyn Heights. Whew.
Okay, I think I've earned a little reward after that walk. You know, you don't always get food tips from food articles or food sections. I was actually reading the Metro section of the Times and came across this article about a young entrepreneur that the Times called the ice cream sommelier. He's supposed to make the world's tastiest and purest vanilla. I am going to be so happy to be a judge of that.
Found at the foot of the Brooklyn Bridge, the Brooklyn Ice Cream Factory is a throwback to a simpler time. Here, locals and visitors alike indulge in various sweet treats and cool concoctions. I can't wait to try some too.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I am wonderful. I'm here for the world's most perfect vanilla. Do you happen to have some?
Yes, we have everything for you.
There are 10 flavors at the Brooklyn Ice Cream Factory. Each one is handcrafted according to Mark Thompson's specifications. The ingredient list is short and sweet, but that doesn't mean a lot of sugar. As a matter of fact, Mark only adds a trace amount. He believes that in most ice cream, the natural sweetness of fresh cream is overpowered by too much cane sugar. He uses only the freshest and purest milk and cream, and no eggs. Lots of ice cream makers use eggs as a thickening agent. Mark's eggless ice cream has a lighter quality to it. I order a junior cone, but ask for it in a cup.
That looks perfect. Take it right out of that for me. I gotta still a taste. Vanilla heaven.
And guess what? This little piece of heaven is just $1.50 tax included. Add in breakfast and lunch, and I still have nearly $17 remaining for dinner.
You know, with this view and this quality of product, these guys could definitely charge way more than they do for this very generous dish of ice cream. You know, I have to tell you, if I was over in Central Park and I bought like a prepackaged ice cream, it would have cost me at least $3.50. It would not have had this flavor, and it definitely wouldn't have been this fresh. What a deal.
Coming up, I get an inside tip on a great dinner and jazz spot.
Isn't it me? It's an Upper West Side secret.
Their secret's safe with me, but will my budget survive eggplants, tomatoes, and all that jazz? Stay tuned.
Come taste life. Come taste life.
When planning a trip, tell your friends. Chances are someone will have a great restaurant recommendation for you. New York and the night were made for each other. Sometimes I think Manhattan just waits for the sun to go down so it can blaze forth in all its neon and electric glory. When you're in New York, if you don't explore the nightlife, you're missing half the fun.
I'm headed towards 92nd and Broadway right now. I came uptown on my Metro card, and thanks to New York's mass transit, I have seen just about every corner of this city today. I'm so excited because I'm meeting my friends, Cal and Hiroko. They told me about this place where there's great jazz, no cover, and authentic Mediterranean cuisine that's affordable too. I mean, does this sound like heaven or what?
It's called Cleopatra's Needle, and showtime's at 9 every night. But before the band hits the stage, chef and owner Maher Hussein gets huffing in the kitchen, preparing what my friends have told me are some of the best Mediterranean dishes in the city.
Well, here I am. Only time and taste will tell now.
My friends Cal and Hiroko are already scoping out the menu. This is so their kind of place.
All right. Nice to see you again.
You get more handsome every time.
Yeah, well, you get not so bad yourself.
Cool. Isn't it me? It's an
Yeah.
Upper West Side secret.
It's fantastic.
Don't tell anybody else about this, okay?
I won't tell a soul.
Run, you know?
Many of the traditional Mediterranean entrees here have a vegetarian twist. And as I find out, they're all authentic. You can't go wrong with these prices either. I ordered the vegetarian moussaka for just $12.95.
Sounds great. All right, thank you so much.
very much.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Mahar is an Egyptian-American who loves reasonable prices, great food, and jazz. His food reflects all of these influences. In fact, Mahar cooks like a jazz musician, creating inspired improvisations on a theme. From baba ganoush to my vegetarian moussaka. The moussaka is a casserole layered with deep-fried eggplant as the through line, subtle variations of onions, tomatoes, and mushrooms, and a tone poem of spices. Chickpeas are added, as well as a covering of bechamel sauce. It's browned to perfection, then plated with rice pilaf.
It's yours.
Thank you so much. Looks fantastic.
Great.
Right on, you guys. Nice job. Okay, let's all take a
All right.
first bite all
Take a
together.
bite.
You guys, you rule. This is fantastic. Thank you so much.
Oh, great. Glad you like it.
Delicious.
It's fabulous.
It really is fabulous. I have to say that's the best moussaka ever. And you don't miss the meat at all. It's very tender, the flavors are very subtle. The top is just browned beautifully. It's fantastic. If I had this 20 blocks south, it would be half as good and cost twice as much, for sure. This place is a great tip.
Just as our meal ends, the show begins. You might not think that jazz and Mediterranean food would go together, but they sure do here. A lot of jazz greats play here. Tonight, it's Eric Lewis who won the Thelonious Monk Prize for jazz piano. That's like a football player winning a Heisman. My ears are so happy. Thanks to this tip from my pals Cal and Hiroko, I've combined great food with great music and got it all for a great price. This fabulous meal costs only $12.95. With tax and tip, it comes to $15.96. Add in breakfast, lunch, and my afternoon snack, I still come in well under budget.
You know, by way of this remarkable city, I have managed to go from NoHo to India, from Brooklyn all the way to Egypt, all in one day. And when it comes to my $40 budget, hey, I made it here. That means I can make it anywhere. I'm Rachael Ray. Join me next time when we take a bite out of a whole new city on just $40 a day.